Hey, hello everyone. This is Shravan Nemani. So I'm planning to start the AWS Data Engineer course on January 2025, uh, 20th evening 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST. The duration is 45 days. So I'm planning to conduct the sessions on Monday to Saturday, regular sessions, so weekly 6 days. So after the course, here I will give the three real-time projects related to the AWS Data Engineer related services. So I will give and conduct the mock interviews and I will help to set up the resume preparations and LinkedIn setup and Naukri setup. Okay, well, let me walk through the course content. So I just divide this course content into the multiple modules. The very first module one. So I will give the brief introductions related to the what is cloud, why we would go for cloud, what are the clouds available in the market. Then if you prefer the AWS, so how many services available into the AWS, like infra, platform, and software as a services. So first, I will give you the basics background related to the AWS, like regions, zones, the portal creations, okay, and like EC2 instance creations and securities, VPNs. So I will give some a brief idea related to some of the infra services. Those services actually help to creating the platform as a services to secure manner. Okay, so once we are good into these basics, so next I will start the Medallion architecture introduction. When we are working with the real-time industry, real-time projects, generally people are preferring some architectures like a Medallion architecture is one of the common use case. So here they are trying to maintain the multiple buckets like a bronze and silver and gold. We used to connect the source system and pull the data and load the data into the raw container, right? So next we'll perform some transformations. Finally, we'll load the data into the data warehouses and RDBMS. Next, here we are using the site and will generate the reports. Generally, this is the business use case, right? So for this purpose, here I will give this background related to the Medallion architecture. Once we are getting to the module one, basics part, I will start the second module related to the S3 buckets. This is a very, very important one. Like whenever we are ingesting the data from source systems, S3 bucket actually going to act as a staging layer. Here we have a multiple containers. Here we used to specify some policies and lifecycle managements and access control. Okay, buckets creations. Okay, data uploading like a batch processing data. Batch processing data, we have two types of things, right? Like a pure structured data or a file system related data, like a CSV, Parquet, AVR, JSON. Next, we have a real-time stream data. So how we are going to connect this source system and how we are going to load the data into S3 buckets. Such type of things will implement into the S3 buckets. Okay. Next, module three actually related to the complete AWS Glue. Glue is one of the dedicated ETL tool which is related to the AWS only. Here, I will create the pipeline to connect the source system, extract the data, connect the S3 buckets, and ingest the raw data here, perform some transformations like through graphical manner or else through the using Spark code and creating the Glue jobs. All right. So how we are going to run these pipelines. So we'll see some labs and real-time scenarios and use case implementation. So at the time of AWS Glue. Next, as usual, we have a Lambda function also is there here. Like whenever something event is triggering into the S3 bucket, I want to get some notification whenever the pipeline is going to fail or a success to respect to my email ID. So such type of events we can achieve through the Lambda functions. So we'll see some exercise and labs related to the AWS Lambda functions. And we have a Elastic MapReduce also is there. So same like Databricks, we can create cluster, handle huge amount of data, right? So here also we have Elastic MapReduce. So here we can create the clusters handling the large volume of data, cluster having the group of missions. Here we can connect the big data frameworks like Hadoop or Spark. Majority here I will prefer the Spark and will handle the big data workloads like batch processing data, real-time streaming data. Will perform some transformations by using Spark code using data frames. In Spark point of view, I will give some brief in-depth knowledge. So I will give some brief knowledge related to the Spark, like a Spark function, Spark operators, and optimization techniques, the way of data handling, data distribution, data shuffling. So we'll see some labs related to the Spark point of view. The next, as usual, we have a data lake and data catalog is there. Okay. And mm, Here, especially, we'll see the lab related to the handling the batch processing data, real-time streaming data. Completely real-time streaming data, the way of handling actually happen through the Amazon Kinesis only. So here, I will implement the Amazon Kinesis to handle the real-time streaming data. Okay, so we'll implement some labs related to the business logic like a transformations by using AWS Glue and Elastic MapReduce to perform PySpark code to do some transformations for running the jobs and scheduling the jobs. So we'll see. And we have an important topic is data warehouse. So AWS having the data warehouse technique. The technique name is called Redshift. And I will give the intro to the Redshift and clusters concepts as well as data modeling and fact tables, dimensions tables, and how we are going to write these queries and how we are retrieving the data from these different databases from the Redshift point of view. We'll see the labs. Okay, and some application related events, SNS simple notification, simple queue services also we see some labs related to here. And we'll do some exercise related to the orchestration point of view and monitoring whenever our pipeline is going to fail or a success. Like I want to capture some log information, I want to capture some metrics. Okay, so how we are going to implement this monitoring techniques to capture this logs information, we'll see. Okay, once we are good into this entire AWS data engineer, I will give the uh, some dumps related to the AWS data engineer certifications. I will give some tips to clear the exams. And here I will give the three real-time project. The very first project related to the to handle the real-time streaming data. Second project related to the data lake and ETL automation. Third project related to the batch processing data. Majority um, will perform PySpark activities to perform the main real-time transformations. Okay, here. So the duration is 45 days, timing so January 20th, 2025, evening 8:30 p.m. to the 10 p.m. IST. So Monday to Sunday, we have our regular sessions. So here I will give three real-time projects. So if anyone interested, please reach out to me on my this number. Okay. So thank you, everyone.